So returning to Edgar Street is Keith Hicks. So firstly, Keith, you've left up north earlier today to come down. What was the journey like?
Well, I normally say it's grim up north, but it was absolutely boiling this morning. It was 6.5 degrees. It was absolutely boiling. We were cracking the flags.
We've got Colin Addison in the background, which is quite apt considering we're going to be talking about some FA Cup matches that you played in for Hereford. We spoke about the Arsenal game in depth in the past, but what other FA Cup games do you remember from your time at Edgar Street?
Possibly the day we went over to Southend and beat them in the FA Cup first round. I think they were top of the league by miles and we were like near the bottom of the league. And Frank Lloyd decided to play a new system, which was to put two wingers out there, no striker. And the opposition couldn't figure it all out, so we actually won 1-0, which was brilliant.
I think it was Gary Jones got the goal.
Gary's sadly passed away quite a while ago, about 2 or 3 years ago now. It's a shame. Because obviously he's one of like the northwest contingent that came down at the same time, back in the 80s.
It was Ian Greaves that helped the move facilitate, wasn't it? Because you knew him when you were at Oldham, and that was one of the reasons you come down.
Yeah, I knew Ian, and I also knew Frank Lloyd. Frank's an Oldham lad, and he's a bit of a legend at Rochdale in his past. So yeah, as soon as I left Oldham, Greaves was on the phone on the Monday after the Thursday I was released, and he just said to us, "Come down here, you'll love it." And I said, "Yeah, I'll try it." The missus was working that morning, so I phoned up and said, "Going into Hereford." And she went, "All right, okay. Hope it works out." And to be fair, it worked out really well for us.
We spoke in the past that you were always used to the industrial north, and you came down to Hereford, and it was all different scenery, and you kind of fell in love with it.
Yeah, I did, and we just looked today. We came down, is it Thrones Hill? We came down. You had that lovely countryside, the view, and it's absolutely brilliant. But again, one of my last memories of that first week was I was introduced to the groundsman at the time, who was actually doing the pitch, and it turned out to be Archie Phillips. And a couple of days later we played a friendly match, so I'm thinking I'm going to show these what I'm all about. I've come down from what was then the Championship team to second division team now, the fourth division team back then. I was working this young kid up front, and they said, "Oh yeah, it's Archie's son." And I went, "Oh, well, he's only there because obviously it's Archie's son, so I'll give him a bit of a hard time or whatever else." We got beat 6-0, and I think he scored 2 or maybe 3. So yeah, welcome to Stuart Phillips.
And Stuart was part of that team that played Arsenal in 85. I was doing a bit of research earlier. We played Leicester as well, who were top flight. I think in 82, Jock Wallace was the manager. Gary Lineker played for them as well. Any recollections of that game?
The only recollection was I played with a striker called Alan Young at Oldham, and Alan played up front with Gary Lineker. And apparently Alan wrote a book and Gary Lineker did the foreword for it. So I'm thinking, I've marked Gary. I didn't even know I'd marked Gary Lineker. So I looked back in the scrapbooks, much later, and yeah, he's there as a young kid. And apparently Alan helped him along in his development into football.
You've recently been raising funds for prostate cancer. You did, was it half marathon the other week? It was a bit of a run.
No, it was 10k.
10k, so it was a decent distance. How did that go?
It was enough for me. All I can remember is I ran with my eldest son. He kept me going. I was wanting to drop off at times, and I can do long distance, but it's more of a plod than a run. And he kept pushing me on. And as we left the starting gate, the guy on the tannoy shouted out, "Right, everybody, do your best and enjoy the run." And about halfway through I thought, "Don't enjoy runs like that." Well, I don't anyway, you know what I mean? So yeah, it was good. We raised a lot of awareness. We got some really good stuff around Manchester. We made the local press in the Mass Evening News, the Oldham Tron, the Rochdale Online. And like I've said, to anybody, if just one person had taken any kind of notice and they'd gone there for a blood test and they find out they've got PC, then it's been worthwhile.
And it's great to see you back at Hereford. I think it was Arsenal, the friendly last season, was your previous time back here. What does Hereford mean to you?
Hereford, it means a lot because obviously we had 5 years down here, a young family. The youngest lad, he was born up in Oldham, but as soon as she was able, she came down here. She came down here with Graham, and you just have to love the elder lad. He actually finished up with a bit of a West Country accent, if you like, until we got him back up north and soon knocked it out of him. But yeah, no, it's just brilliant. Lovely families down here. Like I said before, there's quite a few came down from the northwest at the same time. Gary Lowe, who again sadly passed away. Bez from Stoke, Ian Dobson from Hull. So we had a nice little kind of like a group within a group, if you like, and the wives got on really well with each other, and the families, the young kids grew up together. It was really good.